Hello, Aries. I hope that you guys are doing well. Welcome to your November 2025 reading. Something to keep in mind if you're interested in a personal reading, all of my readings are 50% off for the rest of November 2025. So just letting you know. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, show me Aries. We have the Seven of Wands in the past position with the King of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Swords reversed. Yikes, Aries. That is pretty difficult, buddy. It seems like you were, forgive me, okay? I love you. I love you to pieces, all right? And reverse it if you need to. But this is a little bit of an emotional tantrum. Okay. And we've all been through it, right? But it feels a little bit like there was some level of intimidation that you were feeling that caused you to close up in a very emotional way, which could have caused some stubbornness, caused you to become very secretive, hide your feelings, suppress them, etc., because you were having a hard time letting go of something or releasing something or overcoming something. The oracle that you have for the past is prosperity lies ahead. Well, maybe it was trying to tell you like that's where your focus needed to be. Okay. When it says prosperity lies ahead, that means in the near future, but this is a new moon in Taurus card, which means like if you build it, they will come kind of thing. Right. And so I don't want to say that your focus was in the wrong place, but I think it could have been utilized elsewhere, or you could have taken that energy and transmuted it. Maybe you are now. So let's see. The Page of Cups reversed. Oh my goodness. The World reversed. I have never seen so many reversals. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. There's definitely some cleanup in aisle 5 going on here. You're definitely feeling a little bit victimized. And listen, I don't know your situation. Maybe you are a victim of something, and you still feel like it's just lingering over your head. And with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, this can be like where we get to the point where we're feeling so hurt by something or someone that we feel like we need to overcompensate or prove something to people, you know? Making plans. Chart your course with intention. The futures is yours to design and navigate. So it's basically saying like it doesn't have to be this way. Like you can change this in whatever way you see fit. It's not that you are disempowered. The power is there. You just have to pick it up. The power is truly there. And there's something that has occurred. And I don't know, maybe someone died or something, Like obviously you will need time to figure that out. But I feel like there's like a golden nugget in this pain. And I know that sounds really insensitive, but there's like a golden nugget in this pain, or there's some way, like now I'm seeing the magician in my head. Like there's some way that you can take it and turn it into something, maybe art, maybe poetry, maybe a business, whatever it is. But it's telling you, like, don't just let this energy go to waste. Like, make plans with this energy, finish what you start, things like that. In the near future, the Two of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Pentacles in the upright, and the Hermit reversed. I mean, that's not terrible, in my opinion. I think that you're getting to this point where you're realizing that some kind of either mask or financial obligation that you were taking on that maybe you couldn't, you're not doing that anymore. You're dropping it and you're creating something new for yourself. And this is something that can last like a really long time in your life. House 9, a lot of you are developing some kind of spiritual practice. Some of you can be finding a mentor, becoming a mentor, finding a spiritual guide, becoming a spiritual guide, learning something, traveling. So let's go ahead and see what all of this is about. I feel like you guys are ready to start something new. I feel like you guys have been ready to start something new. Tell me about that Seven of Wands reverse in the past position. Thank you. The Six of Cups. Oh. You know what it feels like? It feels like you have just like a really bad day, or like something happens and you feel like insecure, you feel as though you can't win at something, you feel like you don't have what it takes. And then you have like your best friend in the world that's there to kind of encourage you and pick you up a little bit. I feel like that was there. Um, For others of you, you actually not like winning something or getting something that you wanted was a bigger blessing than you realized at the time, or even that you realize now. Like, for instance, I remember there were so many relationships in my life that I wanted to work so bad. I'd pray to God and please, please just let them change and please let them see, no, like, thank God those those relationships did not work out because I would either be in a psychiatric ward or I would be dead. Like, I'm not even joking, right? And so I think that through this realization, okay, because there was something that you may have realized, but I don't think it was in the moment. I think that you lacked hope in the moment, but this was not about some little like, um, for instance, sorry, I know I keep coming up with examples, but let's say that you published or you were trying to get your book published and this one publishing company didn't take you, right? Okay. And then you're like really upset about it. But you don't realize how big of a gift it is because there was a bigger publishing company, a more popular publishing company that would have been right up your alley that was going to take you. You know what I mean? So it's like a blessing in disguise is kind of what I'm getting with that. Tell me about that King of Cups reversed for the recent past for Aries, please. Ooh, I'm getting like a little giddy. The Two of Cups. It's giving like a little mopey. It's giving Eeyore, I think because you feel like you had a loss, maybe in regards to some kind of business opportunity or something that you were trying to build, maybe a relationship. And so you were feeling a little bit misunderstood, perhaps, kind of closed off to emotions, maybe, even though it seems like you had somebody here that was trying to connect with you. But it's also giving me that feeling of grief is love with nowhere to go. Have you ever heard that? Like if something didn't work out between you and a person or if somebody actually did pass away, it could be that. It could be like grief is love with nowhere to go. So you had all this love, you didn't know where to put it. You didn't have a place to put it. You did. You just thought that you didn't. The Ten of Swords reversed for the recent past. Why is the Ten of Swords reversed here for the recent past for Aries, please? Thank you. The King of Wands reversed. Damn, buddy. What happened here? I think you were really open-minded in regards to trying to make a relationship work or a family dynamic work, but you could have just been at your wit's end because you felt as though no matter how hard you tried, no matter how much you put in, it just wasn't working. Something just wasn't working. And to be fair, I definitely believe that your ego and pride were prevalent here. And it's you're not going to like what I have to say, but I think that you were having a hard time evolving from your situation or evolving from your situation, right? And I mean, with situations like these, it can feel like a rose trying to grow through the concrete. Okay? So like it's not 100% your fault or whatever. I just think that you were having a hard time letting go. I think you were having a hard time letting your ego, take a hike, right? And sometimes we need to tell our ego that like take a fucking hike. I don't need you right now. But when we have our ego up, which we all have one, it's more of a defense or protective mechanism. So let's see the present moment. Tell me about that Page of Cups reverse for the present moment for Aries, please. Thank you. The Four of Cups. It's just a lot of disappointments in love, honestly. Oh, God. Just a lot of disappointments in love. I think that you guys may be involved in a little bit of drama, maybe some third-party situations, maybe it's online Twitter beef, right? And it's like, it's toxic, or that something is toxic, or maybe you are, whatever. And it's like there's still a focus on what you didn't get instead of what's right in front of you because you see it, right? You see how he is focused on this cup in the clouds that doesn't actually exist. And then there's these three full cups right here. Your focus is on the thing that didn't work out or that you didn't get. And sometimes it can be hard to focus on what else we have to work with after we become so drained of trying to fight for something and just never getting it to work. It can be exhausting, but you don't have to stay there. So it's like, what are your intentions long-term with that making plans card? It's saying the future is yours to design and navigate. Again, this doesn't have to stay here. It's totally going to be whatever you make it. Now, understand, I understand that there are some circumstances that are more intense than others. And sometimes, and you're going to laugh at me, but I am a 6th house stellium and I am a Virgo. And sometimes it helps just to make a list of those tiny things that you can do and cross them off your list because it makes you feel more in control. Tell me about that world reverse for the present moment for Aries, please. Thank you. The 8 of Cups. This is breaking my heart. Man, this must have been really hard for you. The world reverse and the 8 of Cups. This to me is something you have been working on forever. I mean, you think about the world, right? It's the last card in the major arcana. It means that you would have had to gone from the Fool all through the Empress, the High Priestess, the Magician, the Hierophant, the Sun, the Judgment. You have to go through all of that to get here. But yours is reverse. So it feels like you had done that whole journey just for it to not work out. Okay. And you're walking away from it in this present moment. You're like, all right, I just gotta take and hike, right? You don't see what is happening in the background for you. You don't see it because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to have faith, Wheel of Fortune. You're supposed to trust, especially when you have been hacking away at something or someone that doesn't want to be hacked at, or you have been trying to fit a square into a star shape. You just can't see it right now. I talked about it a couple times on my channel, but one of my favorite poets, he was talking about how, I can't remember exactly how he said it. I would have to write it down, but he basically said something like, you're walking in the dark. Don't stop walking because you don't know how close you are. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean you're not almost there. So I kind of want to spread that message to you. Tell me about that 9 of Pentacles reversed. Thank you. 8 of Pentacles reversed. Back to the drawing board. You're still in pain. And so there are a lot of blockages there. And you may find yourself kind of trying to go back and repeat something, trying to hack away at something just to prove to yourself, just to prove to yourself that you still got it, or you can still get this person to pay attention to you, or whatever it may be. But it's really not working. It's really not working. And I think it's just coming from a hurt place. Like I remember when I was in a really hurt place and I felt like I had to prove my worth or something. And I was like going out on so many dates with so many different people. And it wasn't because I wanted to, it was just because I had to prove that I was like still desirable or something. It's like, just, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Now that was in my early 20s, but in my late 20s, but nonetheless. So start to devise a plan for yourself and like follow through with it. Don't go back there. Not right now. So tell me about that 2 of Pentacles reversed for Aries near future, please. 3 of Swords reversed. Okay. You feel like you have to drop something because the more that you try to make something work, you're finding that the more it hurts you. You're finding that the more it hurts you, the more moody you get, the more that you feel like you may feel stupid. You may feel like you're idolizing something, and so I feel like this is part of a bigger spiritual path for you. Like, I feel like it's asking you not to get lost in the details and focus more on your own spiritual growth and the bigger picture of what you want. Hmm. You're like, I'm getting this energy of, I just can't think about this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Ooh. Well, the Queen of Wands came out for your Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Well, that's you. So after you drop this thing, after you start focusing on the bigger picture, which is what I think that you're doing, you are creating a new opportunity from yourself that's going to create some level of wealth, physical well-being. You may end up like performing or becoming a leader in some kind of area of your life. It seems really prominent. It's an opportunity that you were focused on prior. It could have been, maybe it's like a, because sometimes pentacles can also represent like your physical body or your health or your well-being, like things like that, right? Maybe it's a new workout regimen that you're going back to. Maybe you are going back to learn how to be an actor or an actress, right? And so you're going back and you're revisiting these opportunities, and dare I say, you're fucking successful at it. I mean, damn, you know, house 9 is also a very, very positive house. It's the natural energy of Jupiter and Sagittarius, you know. So I feel like if you really take this seriously, I think that this could be something way bigger than you ever imagined. I just think that you really had to go through whatever this mess was in order to get here. Tell me about that Hermit reversed for the near future for Aries, please. Thank you. The Justice reversed. Of course, the last one has to stump me here. It feels like you're keeping something very private because you haven't made a final decision on it. Because you may be paranoid about sharing something with others. Okay. So this could be like a very low key. And like I said, you know, we're having a new moon in Scorpio here. So that can definitely be a thing. But you may be keeping something under wraps because you haven't fully decided. For others of you, you can be a little bit paranoid to tell people like what you're up to or what you're doing out of fear of being judged. I don't really feel that with that Queen of Wands. Can I have one more for this? Cool. I heard I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. I think you might have somebody who's trying to poke you a little bit, like somebody who's trying to make you second guess yourself. It's almost like somebody's trying to get you to focus more on them and their needs as opposed to like what's right for you. Why would they do that? 5 of Wands reversed. Or the Knight of Cups reversed. Just manipulation, passive aggressive manipulation, trying to, this person may be jealous. Knight of Cups reversed can be like someone who's jealous. You know, and a lot of people are jealous of the Queen of Wands. You know, a lot of people are jealous of the Queen of Wands. Because the Queen of Wands, she's got it. You know, she don't care what anybody thinks. And like, to an extent, I think that you should keep that energy. Okay. That's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you guys so much. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.